Hello students, welcome back to our online classes from LPM Public School situated in Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. So students, today we will discuss about water and weather, and I hope you have seen chapter 12 at home. If not, do watch. Now let's start this chapter with fun. So my dear students, we are going to start chapter number 13, last chapter from your textbook, water and weather, with a fun. Okay? So are you ready to have some fun? Okay students, open page number 109 in your textbook. Have fun with ice. So students, for doing this activity, the material we should require are ice cube and a straw. So first of all, take a cube of ice and then blow air on it through a straw. So students, in this picture like this, you can take a cube of ice and blow air on it through a straw. Now a hole will form on the cube. Why? So students, when you blow air on ice cube through a straw, you can observe that a hole will be formed on the cube. So do you know the reason? Why? Let me tell you. When your breath is, this is because of your warm breath. So students, when you breathe, your breath is warm and it melted away the part of the ice it touched. So there is a hole will be formed on the cube. Okay, so I hope you understood why this happened. Now let us read about the different forms of water and changing weather. So students, in this chapter we are going to discuss more about water with their different forms and weather. Students, as you know that in our previous classes we have studied what happens when water is boiled and water is cold. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about the different form of waters and weather. So our first topic is water. Okay? So let's begin this topic. But students, before starting this topic, let's do one more activity. Okay? So for doing this, the material you should require are ice cubes, tumbler and a plate. Okay? Put some ice cube in a tumbler. So students, first of all you have to take out your ice tray from your refrigerator. Okay? And now put some ice cubes in a tumbler like this. So students, now what you observe that these ice cubes will slowly melt and become water. Now with the help of an adult, heat some water. Now students, you have to take help of your adult and heat some water like this. Now students, what you can find or what you observe, when bubbles form, so students, when bubbles form in the vessel, it means water is boiling. So students, how do you know the water is boiling? When water is boiling, there is bubbles on the water or bubbles form in the water. Okay? So students, when bubbles form, you can see here On boiling water, water changes into water vapor or steam, and steam will rise. So students, look here in this picture. This is a steam, and on boiling water it changes into water vapor or steam. So students, another name for steam is water vapor. And after that, hold a cold plate against the steam like this. Here, that is shown in this picture. So students, you will see small drops on the plate. Look here in this picture. There are tiny drops of water on the plate. So it means steam has changed back to water on cooling. So students, when we boil some water and it start boiling, steam will come out, and this is water vapor. And we hold a cold plate in front of the steam, you will see the drops of water on the plate. The hot steam cools down on touching the cold plate and changes into drops of water. That means water changes its forms. Now here, ice, water and water vapor are the three forms of water. So students, what are the three forms of water? Ice, water, water vapor are the three forms of water, and water changes its form on heating and on cooling. Okay, so students, what happens when water is cooled? To know this, fill up an ice tray with water and keep it in the freezer. After some time, the water will change into ice. Now take the ice tray out of the freezer and again leave it for some time. It is warm outside the refrigerator, and the ice change in the tray will soon change into water. It means water keeps changing its form, and this cycle of change from one form to another form goes in nature. Now let us read more about it. Means we are going to discuss about water cycle or new topic, and this is most important topic on this chapter. Okay? In nature, too, water keeps changing its form. It is this change that forms clouds and rain. When the sun shines, water from the rivers, ponds, lakes and oceans heat up the rises in the form of water vapor. High up in the sky, this water vapor comes in contact with cold air. It cools down to form tiny drops of water, and these tiny drops cling together to form clouds. On cooling further, these tiny drops become heavy and fall as rain. The rainwater flows back to the rivers, ponds, lakes, and oceans. This cycle of change is called the water cycle. So, my dear students, in nature, water keeps its changing form. Okay? So, this forms the water cycle. Let us read how water changes its form. So, students, first of all, sun heats the water of river, lakes, ponds and seas. Okay? And this changes water into water vapor. So students, when the heat of water in rivers and lakes converts the water into water vapor. After that, this water vapor rises up in the air. Okay? and high up where it cools down, and what water vapor turns into tiny drops of water, and forms these drops of water form clouds. Okay, in the clouds the tiny drops join together to form large drops. Okay, and these large drops are heavy and fall on earth as a rain. Okay, rainwater flow back into the river, lakes, ponds and seas, and this water gets heated by the sun. Okay, and it goes up to the air to form clouds. Okay, so this way the water cycle goes on in nature. Students, I hope you understood about the water cycle very well by the help of this video. Now students, your turn to study it and grasp it. In our next video, we will discuss about the other topics from this chapter, that is changing weather. So in our next video, we will discuss about our new topic, changing weather. Okay, now students, do practice of reading the topic water with its three forms and the water cycle. Underline the hard words. In our next video, we will discuss about our next topic. Okay, till then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay at your home. Thank you students, bye and take care.